So, 2020. It's been an interesting year for me, and I'm sure for all of you, like everyone else as well. I felt like I wanted to do this video because I don't know. I've just been pacing up and down for the last, 10 minutes. Just thinking about 2020 and, just how huge of an impact this year has had for me and obviously for everyone around the world. I just wanted to talk about a couple of things about 2020 because this year it's been such a wild ride. I don't know. 2020, it didn't start out too great. I'll be honest. 2020 was one of those things where it was like, you coming into the year and you don't know what's happening, you don't know what's going to happen, and then it happens, and then, a lot of horrible things happened during 2020, and I don't know, I'm not gonna go into too much detail, any personal details, that's personal stuff, but it all worked out in the end, so it's fine. Basically this year, I'll talk about some stuff, but other stuff I'll leave up to interpretation. If you know, you know. If you don't, then you don't. I had a friend. His name was Patrick. You may have known him on my channel as PatterSchool25, Shadow Eyes Dragon, the usual. Pat is a noob, maybe. I had a friend, and that was him, and he's no longer my friend, and that's just one of the many things that happened in 2020. Doesn't really bother me much anymore, but at the time I was already down in the dumps over another thing. But yeah, it was rough, because not only was I upset, I wasn't, feeling right, because of what had happened, and then, he goes and jumps it on me about, I've been planning on not being his friend for a while, so, yeah, there's that. And losing a friend, in any form, is, it can have an effect on you, depending on how close that friend was to you. For him, I don't know, we all had kind of weird vibes about him, that's the thing. I met him at school and stuff. And obviously you don't keep all of your school friends. In fact, I didn't have very many school friends once I'd left. But yeah, so he left, and that was basically it. Yeah, that was just one of the many things that happened towards the start of this year. I had a girlfriend. I guess I'll just say it. I had a girlfriend. We'd been together for 3 years. Things got a bit shaky at the start of this year. Things didn't work out too much. And yeah, well, that's no longer a thing, but we are still good friends. So at least there's that. And that's the thing, though, right? It's not about relationships and all of that stuff. As long as you know someone, And, you know, if you're good friends with someone, you don't want to lose that trust. You know, you don't want to lose that trust. You don't want to... It's hard to lose a friend, like I said before. Like, with Patrick, it was kind of like, meh, like, it had an effect, but only because other stuff was happening. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you wished that it didn't have to happen, and that you didn't have to go through it. But at the same time, you just have to push along anyway. But yeah, so, you know, during this pretty much entire of 2020, for me, things, I don't know, you probably noticed I haven't been uploading as much on the Swords No Zero channel. I don't know where this is going to be uploaded, whether it's going to be on the vlogging channel, second channel, or God only knows where on the main channel. I don't know if it would even fit on the main channel, to be honest. This is like some serious talk, I guess. But I don't know. Anyway, so I've lost track of what I was saying. Anyway, 2020, definitely not a good year. It's been a rough couple of years. Been a rough couple of months. And we're almost at the end of 2020, and I'm hoping that 2020 will get better, because 2020 is, you know, it's not the best year, we'll say that. And there's been a lot of things. There's the pandemic now. There's like COVID-19, isn't it? You know, it's not great. It's like people have to stay indoors. I mean, most of us, us people on YouTube who watch YouTube and play games, you know, doesn't really have too much of an effect on us, because, you know, we've been practicing for this for ages, so yeah. Not a problem for us, but this year has been... It's been interesting, and I don't normally do videos like this. In fact, I've never really done like a serious, like, one-to-one, if you will, video where it's just me talking to the camera, to myself. I just felt like I had to talk about it, because I hadn't been uploading... Like, I've been back and forth kind of uploading. It's been weird. And I've been wanting to do videos and, like, edit videos and record videos. Like, I love doing all that stuff just for the fun of it, because, you know, it's just fun. And I've been slowly getting back into it recently, but it's hard, man. It's hard to get back into, like, doing, you know, stuff like that. So, like, I'm not pushing myself to, like, constantly do it. I never have pushed myself to constantly, like, do YouTube and stuff like that. I don't see myself, like, being successful or whatever. It's more of a thing where, like, I record, like, sometimes I record, like, one-off videos, or I'll record, like, a funny moments, or, you know, I'll help my friends with a video, you know what I mean? So, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, it's just been a hobby, and that's what it will remain to be, as far as I'm aware. So, you know, and yeah, that, like, the problem is, I don't know, I've enjoyed doing videos and stuff, and, you know, having to see, like, I've seen myself, the state that, you know, I have been in this year. Yeah, it's not a great state, and I think that goes for a lot of us. You know, this year, man, it's been rough. I don't know how many times I've said that. I hope I'm not repeating myself too much, but this year's been not the greatest. Um, but I am hoping for next year that things pick up, because for me things are picking up at a snail's pace, but things are getting better. Definitely, things are getting better in terms like for me. I'm not trying to say that like the entire year's getting better. Certainly not. Certainly not. But I feel I like in my personal life and like my like mental health and stuff, like things have been getting better, 100%. I've got lovely friends and family around me, supporting me and you know helping me get through the rest of this year, because you know that's what friends and like family and stuff are for, right? They're there to help you, and be your friends and stuff like that. And I really appreciate all the friends that I have, even if it isn't many. Uh, you know, at least at least having friends is something that I can appreciate. Um, like friends are great. You know, I would like if I didn't have the friends that I have. I wouldn't. I definitely couldn't just go up to someone and be like, "Hey, want to be my friend?" Like I'm not that type of person. Like I'm not, or at least I don't feel like I'm that type of person. Like socially, you know. I don't know. It's weird. I don't feel. I don't feel like I'm a sociable person, if that's even a word. Like, I can't just go, like, there's probably some people out there, 100%, they can sit there and they can make friends with, like, 20, 50, 80 people, I don't know. I don't know how people do it, Because then there's me, where I've had the same friends, for ages. Like, and, I've even lost one of them. The only, like, new friends that I've made are, like, they're online and, they're, like, I host a server on a game called The Isle and had some good friends there. Still do. But yeah, it's... I don't really know what I'm talking about, really. It's one of those things where, like, I wanted to start up the recording, and I wanted to kind of, like, not vent, but, like, kind of just talk about what's happened in the past, like, couple of months. I wanted to catch you guys up, like, whoever is watching this, I just wanted to do a little catch-up video of, like, this is what I think at the moment. This is, like, what this year has been for me. This is why I haven't been uploading much. Stuff like that. I've got a bunch of video ideas from, like, last year, like, I don't know, a couple of years ago even. Like, some of my friends suggested and stuff like that. Like, people who are close to me suggested some, like, video ideas. And then, like, I never ended up doing them. I think I did, like, one or two of them, maybe, but I don't really remember. I know Subnautica was one of them. I know that I gotta do, like, some Slither.io and stuff like that. Like, I've got the whole list still. So maybe expect those coming soon. Maybe expect them next year. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about stuff, I wanted to talk about what this year is like. it's been an interesting year, definitely. Like it's gotta think about what I'm even saying at this point. All I want to say is basically, I didn't enjoy this year. This year definitely isn't gonna be something that I will want to remember. But it's a year that I'll have to remember because so much stuff happened this year, mostly bad. But things are picking up. Things are definitely picking up. And, I hope that for you who is watching, I hope that things are going somewhat, better for you. Because, nobody wanted this year. Let's be honest. Nobody was expecting this year to be such an impactful year. Like, there was definitely some good things that happened this year. Things that we can all learn from. But there was also definitely some bad things that happened this year. But we can make it up, we can make it up next year. Hopefully. Fingers crossed next year is like 100 times better than this year, because this year was just, it was interesting, to say the least. Like, I don't know. It's a year, It's just a coincidence that, the chain of events that happened this year didn't have to happen this year. They could have happened any year. But it just so happens that it happened this year. And that's why I hate 2020. No, but, yeah. I think everyone can relate that this year, like, we even had people that, like celebrities that, like, died and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. In my opinion, the years have been getting worse. I know that's, like, kind of a, what do you call it? Like, it's kind of a dark kind of mood. I don't know. But it's just felt that way, like, I don't know, and the years have been going quicker, and, like, yeah, I don't know, there's been a bunch of stuff, but this year, definitely not a favourite. 0 or 1 out of 10, if I could give it negative numbers, friggin' negative infinity, get this year out of here. Like, don't even have this year in the history books. This year doesn't deserve any authority at all. This year is just horrible. And for any of the good stuff that happened, I'm not saying that, like, sure, if we're going to have 2020, for example, if we're going to have 2020 in a history book, let's just please only have the good stuff, eh? Let's not have any of the horrible stuff. Let's not talk about, like, the pandemic. If we find a cure for that, great. Keep that there, but keep all the horrible stuff out, And that's something that you should probably live by, maybe. I don't know. Don't take any word from me. But having all bad energy, like, all this, like, bad stuff, like, the more you think about, like, bad things, like, say, for example, like, the classic saying of, like, spilt milk. The more you think about that milk you spilt, the more it builds up, and the more that it makes you feel, however you felt. Let's say upset, or angry, or, like, really wish I didn't, like, spill that milk. Damn it. I screwed it up again, just think about, think about next time where you can, just clean the milk up and, just try again. Simple as that. And then, it's a weird, I have a weird way of saying things, but what I'm basically trying to say is bad stuff doesn't always have to be the remaining factor that lingers in your mind. Think of the good things. Think of the good times you had. Think of the good, like 2020. 2020 is the milk you spilt, right? And, just think of the good memories you have of 2020, if there is any, of course. There has to be. Nobody's gonna have like a consistently bad day. There's always something, even if you just smiled a little bit. That's a good thing, And that's kind of the mentality that I've learnt to, to like overcome, the rough times, is not to linger in the past too much. Like, I go back, like, to think about the past every now and again, and, like, I sit there and I go, like, things could have been better. Things could have been better. I could have, could have done it differently. I could, there's stuff that you wish that you could have done differently, in your life. Everyone has it. But, who am I to speak? I don't even know what I'm even saying at this point. But all I'm saying is 2020 wasn't a great year. It's not my favorite year. In my opinion, 2020, like, if I could change anything about 2020, it would be almost all of it, to be honest. All the bad stuff, just remove it out of the take it out of the picture. Don't want it. Don't want it at all. Only the good stuff. I want to come into the new year, 2021, think, fresh. I want to come into 2021 and be like, right, new year, no bad stuff, Obviously that's not going to happen. There's obviously going to be something that happens, but hopefully much less of the bad stuff that's happened this year. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, do leave a like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Share in the comments below, if you wish, what your experience with 2020 has been like. But yeah, I don't know, like, I don't even know if there's going to be a video, but I just want to say, if you're having a rough time, during this year, like I said, think of the good stuff. Think of the, just think good thoughts. Honestly, like, I know it's easier said than done, but it really helps just to take a minute and really think about, like, good moments, because, and really appreciate the people around you as well. That's another important thing, super important actually. Appreciate the people around you, friends, family, relations, loved ones, all those people, because they're all important. Everyone's important. Thanks for watching this long sappy talk video, and I hope that you have a good rest of the year, and I hope that 2021 will be a better year for all of us. Goodbye.